Back Row Ministry of the World Premiere. Mr. Mark coming at you live and direct from the Kia Optima Studio. So how's everybody been doing? I know I've been on hiatus. But y'all know how I get down. I drop a video when I need to drop a video. A lot of stuff in the news. We got Brett Kavanaugh, or how I like to call it, Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas too. I think wrapping up this week. It's looking more and more like Kavanaugh is not going to be voted into the Supreme Court, and that I think that's going to open up the door for another woman to be nominated for a seat. So we might see that take place. That's just my opinion, as always, but I don't think Kavanaugh's going to make it. Everybody seems to be turning. The script is that now everybody's turning on Kavanaugh's roommates and everybody, so it doesn't look good for Brett Kavanaugh as far as getting the seat. But it goes into the Me Too movement narrative. We see Bill Cosby being sacrificed for the Me Too movement. We see Brett Kavanaugh being sacrificed for the Me Too movement narrative, and to open the door of the female president, which I say is still sad that you got to go through all this for women to support each other. It's like you got to force Caucasian women to support other women because they've been programmed not to support each other. And you got to go through all this just to get them to support each other, if this even works. You see, Trump, he went to, I want to say Mississippi, and was clowning the Ford and her so-called testimony, and the women up there laughing. So, it doesn't work. These women have been well programmed to pretty much be submissive to their men, and whatever he says goes. If he, kicks them in the stomach and tells them to go cook, they go cook. It's just the mentality of some of these women. And that's why this foolishness has to be done to get them to vote for each other. But, America's not ready to give in to the idea of a woman president, be it male or female. They don't want to vote for it. So trying to change the minds of Americans is going to be a tough road. You see how it is with guns. It's going to be a tough road. So Kavanaugh possibility won't be receiving a seat on the Supreme Court. So we got Kanye West. A lot of people are going in about Kanye. Kanye then changed his name to Ye. Ye, of course, being 26 in Gematria, a God number, 61 in Gematria, a God number. Now, Kanye thinks he's a God. And then they get Kanye to put on a Make America Great Again hat and go on a Saturday Night Live and sacrifice himself again. Kanye has been asked to sacrifice himself on multiple occasions. And my problem with Kanye is he's too quick to do it. He sacrificed himself for Taylor Swift. That year, the 808 and Heartbreaks album was supposed to be album of the year. He sacrificed his album of the year for Taylor Swift to build her career. That built her career. She had no career before Kanye. Kanye was sacrificed to build her career. He sacrificed his mother. His mother died for his fame. And now we see Kanye making small sacrifices to keep the fame. Now he's just saying anything. And everything he says is targeted towards something that has to do with his own people, African Americans. Even going as far as talking about the 13th Amendment. And all this stuff is by the numbers. As we always say in the truth community, every time these people say things, they say it on Pacific days, and it's always by the numbers, or something happens by the numbers. We see another tragic example of that with the death of C.J. Fuller yesterday, with the coroner saying, well, we don't know how this young man died at 22 years old. Now, most African Americans at 22, either they get shot, stabbed, killed, or hit by a bus. Something has happened. But this was a young man, 22 years old, played for Clemson. Remember Clemson, Dabo Swinney, they got the title championship game a couple of years ago. And if you look at the numbers for the day of his death, they all match up to most of the numbers in his name. So another young man sacrificed for what? A football game. So at this point, I'm not watching any college football this year. I don't really give a fuck what happens to college football, because when they begin killing young men for football championships and titles, I just draw the line. And these guys don't know what they get into. They're 22. They go to these schools. They join the Masonic Lodge. They think the bruh's gonna protect them, and then a 22-year-old man now has been sacrificed for a football championship, and it's going too far. It's going to where they don't know how he died at age 22. Get the fuck out of here. You know exactly how he died. You fucking killed him. So, I'm fed up with the bullshit. But, a lot of this stuff is done by design. It's done by design to piss you off and tease you off and have us going at each other. I went back and forth with my mother-in-law about the Bill Cosby thing and about how Bill Cosby knows about the rituals that he's a part of. And some people don't want to understand that these people sign on for these rituals. Remember, you had the guys that worked at NBC News with the Me Too movement, guys who were known to be homosexual, suddenly getting taken off of the air because they were sexually assaulting women. These guys are known to be homosexual. They're known to be homosexual. Shoot, they're married, but known to be homosexual. But all of a sudden, they're sexually assaulting women. So they know the ritual. If you think Bill Cosby is in jail, you're a damn fool. Bill Cosby is nowhere close to a jail. He's probably in Barbados, drinking Mai Tais, dancing with Camille and shit, eating peanuts. He's not in jail. Remember we said he got 3 to 10. That's barely a year. I can tell you, he locked up over here. That's like people who still think Aaron Hernandez hung himself in a cell. Aaron Hernandez is somewhere in the islands, drinking Mai Tais, dancing, looking at you fools like we told you. And his lawyer came on, the same lawyer that got Casey Anthony off by having the father sacrifice himself. If you watch that trial, the father sacrificed himself for the daughter. The father allowed the attorney, and the same attorney, Jose Baez, was the same guy caught up in this Aaron Hernandez foolishness. And he went on TV and told you Aaron Hernandez will be getting out of jail. And everybody like, well, how you gonna get out of jail? He's been convicted of murder. And what happened? Well, he committed suicide. He walked out of jail that day. So these folks know what they're doing. They'll tell you right in your face what they plan on doing, but we see the underlying pieces because we don't want to believe the other things are taking place. We don't want to believe in the staged and rigged deaths that been going on for centuries. We don't want to believe in this stuff, but it happens. It's been happening for centuries. People have been doing it for long periods of time. You heard of people faking their deaths and get for the insurance money. It's happened. It happens a lot. So, don't be surprised when you see stories about Bill Cosby going to prison and he goes nowhere close to a prison. He goes nowhere close to a prison. He ended up sipping Mai Tais. Oh, they put handcuffs on, put him in the car. Yeah, took him to the airport, took him to Barbados. Yeah, hang out there for about 3 years, then come back, talking about, oh man, look. So, it's rare that the mother gets caught up. OJ, he got caught up because OJ couldn't stop being OJ. OJ had got away with murder, and he still want to be stupid. But Bill Cosby, no, he ain't go to prison. This was his TV show. His TV show was the referendum for the Me Too movement. And he did his job well. And, now it's up to whatever else is about to take place. Man, we had this presidential national alert system went off yesterday. So keep your eyes open and be mindful just in case something goes down. But they're not done yet with this agenda, this Me Too movement, woman president agenda. This is just the beginning. This Brett Kavanaugh stuff is just the beginning. And women, I'm going to say this. Don't think just because a woman is in office that they don't have an agenda for her. They have an agenda for her. That's why they're pushing so hard to get a woman in office, because they want to pass a certain agenda. Remember, World War III is right around the corner. Who's to say that it's not going to be a woman that takes us into World War III this time? And it's not the commander-in-chief when we go into World War III. So you always got to be thinking, okay, what is the agenda? Why are they pushing so hard to get a female president in here? Why are they pushing so hard this Me Too agenda? Why are they pushing like this? So we always say just because a person is your color doesn't make them your friend, or just because a person is your gender doesn't make them your friend either. So watch out for the agenda, because they're going to select the person. They already got the person who they feel should be the next woman president. They just got to sell it to the masses. But right now they're trying to push this movement where men bad, women stand up and, purge yourself of these evil men. That's the agenda right now. And Kavanaugh will be sacrificed. Bill Cosby is sacrificed. There'll be a lot more men sacrificed for the Me Too movement to get women, sadly, to get some of these women who don't feel that they have power to feel empowered, which is sad in America. Which is sad. I come from a race of very strong women who've always had to feel empowered because they've been by themselves, pretty much raising families for years. So this idea we have to make women feel like they're empowered. No, women have always had great responsibility and great power because they're the mothers of the civilization. And you never take that away, you build that up. But in this country there's been stripped away that power because some men feel that they have to have the ultimate power. So power should be a shared thing. Power should not just be for one set of people, one part of the species and not the other. So men should have all the power, the women should have none. No, man and woman should be able to share some forms of power. So this is the agenda. A lot of stuff going on. We got a lot of deaths by the number with C.J. Fuller. A lot of football deaths going on right now. And the C.J. Fuller one was a little bit too much for me. Like I said, it takes about 5 or 10 minutes to dissect the story. I use my gematria calculator. I put in my sums. I look at my numerology dates. I look at prime numbers. I look at everything to kind of get a sense of what's taking place. And sadly, but true, that's what happened to C.J. Fuller. He was sacrificed for a football game. Very sad. So a lot of Virginia being passed in the news today, and just watch yourself as we move through getting into 2019, which I've already called probably one of the most baddest years in American history. Let's mark the peace and hair grease.